Get up!
Hi everybody, Constant Consumer, bringing you product reports and item reviews on things you can use in your home every single day. And last night, the Fox Network, they premiered the television show Utopia. So we took a look at that last night. Utopia is a sociological experiment, also / reality television show that has 15 pioneers, and we only saw 14 of them last night. They have yet to bring in the 15th pioneer, and it's my understanding that they're going to be allowing the 14 pioneers to choose the 15th one. At least that's what I feel like they said in the television show last night. I know one of the things that they mentioned that was going to happen is once a month they would bring a new person in, and then someone who was already in the Utopian compound, they would be leaving. So that may actually hold my interest a little bit more, because I like to see change, and I really didn't see these initial people having a lot of potential for change at all. They really came in with the idea of each one of them having what they perceive as utopia is. I heard a lot of me, I heard a lot of I heard a lot of what I want. And if you're completely rebuilding a society, it's not necessarily the way that's going to work, and you're going to have a lot of headbutting, a lot of arguments and drama and things like that. And you can really only show so much of that on TV until you get to a point where people just sort of walk away from it. Very diverse backgrounds. You're looking at a lawyer, behavioral specialist, there's a minister, an ex-con, and then a hillbilly, and one of the 15 is pregnant. I'm not going to say which one, and I didn't touch on all 15 different diverse characters, but they come from all walks of life, all different levels of finances, and so on, and of course they've never met. With the experiment / reality show, what they're trying to see is if these 15 pioneers can create a utopia, a perfect society. The pioneers are sort of secluded in this 5-acre environment. They're given a lake with a waterfall, 5 acres of fertile land. There's a barn, a couple of cows, a few chickens that they can use for meat. They can use that for the eggs. They can use the cows for milk. They can use that for the meat if they have to. And they're also given $5,000. And then there are a couple of choices of how they can spend that $5,000. I think one of them is like furniture or some type of utility, something like that they may be able to do. But then after they burn through the $5,000, of course they have to earn any more money that they may need to use for trade, for other items they may need on the compound. The first thing that we see is really each pioneer, coming on to the ranch and looking around and noticing how beautiful it is. And then they all sort of gather in the barn that they had for shelter, which is also kind of their main house. There's one big crate that is underneath a projection screen. So they have a seat, the projection screen comes up, there's a narration to tell them more about the ranch or compound and how this is going to work for them. And then under that projection table is a crate. And within that crate, they have to decide what belongings of their own that they're all going to put into just one crate. And that's where you have your first drama moment. One of the pioneers, I won't say who, is upset that they can't have exactly what they want in the crate. So, we kind of start to look at this person as a possible troublemaker, but I won't tell you what happens with that person, because there's a spoiler there, and I don't want to do that. Just to name a couple of items that actually go into the crate is a Bible, hunting bow, there's some clothing, a cast iron skillet for cooking, and then there is the 120 proof Kentucky bourbon. And that's where the rest of the evening goes, I'm afraid, with this show. For me, this is probably the most immature group of people I've ever seen put together to create a society. And if they were the remaining 15 to start again, our utopia would be in a lot of trouble. The first night was drunken, sexual, violent. One of the characters, without giving anything away at all, he's minister, and this poor minister, he was just at a loss to know what to do with himself, I think. He was literally on his knees praying to God to guard his mind. There were a couple people that hooked up. There was one girl who was super crazy intoxicated. By the next morning, she had to be taken away in an ambulance. There was fist fighting going on, and this is day one. And then they had the one character who wanted to eat a chicken who had mysteriously died in the chicken coop. No one knows if this chicken was diseased, if it had been sick, but this person really wanted to cook this chicken up and eat it, and that was the source of drama too. It's about a 3-star show for me. They're gonna have to come along a little bit more to hold my interest. I can watch drunken sexual debauchery on any of the housewives shows at any time. This is no different than that. This show is very similar to Survivor, but there are no tests and no trials, and you're not voted off or anything like that. I think they've decided that there is going to be a bit of a democracy as far as their government and how they're going to run Utopia. But right now, it's a motley crew. The only reason that I will watch again is because I want to see who the 15th person is. They didn't show that person last night in the premiere, and I'm just hoping that this person will sort of swing the pendulum a little bit as far as my interest in the show. So only 3 stars for that. I'll watch again. I'm not going to fully commit to this yet. As always, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Happy shopping, and take care.